Are we all set to go?
Oh, we're all set to go now.
All
since
right.
I've hit the record button.
The first thing that I was going to talk about today is about all right, I'll do that later. Actually, a new energy bill was passed in the House this week for some of our our national news. Lawmakers in Washington passed an energy bill on Wednesday that was supposed to hold more than $250 million to help places like Flint, Michigan, with their water crises. Places that where the water is unfit to drink. Flint, Michigan is one of the more popular places because of its intense poverty and because of the lead that was in the water that has been made their water basically undrinkable for the past few months. And that's a problem there because people can't afford to buy bottled water. But this bill was supposed to give aid to places like that so that they could fix the water pipes, which they currently don't have money to replace. But the part of the bill that held this money did not pass due to a hold set in place by Utah Republican Senator Mike Lee. Since the hold had not been resolved when the bill was passed, the much-needed funds to fix the water pipes in the lead-contaminated water in Flint and other cities across the country, they're not getting the money. This puts in yet another setback for Flint, Michigan, and elongates the process to get aid and clean drinking water to the city. So the people there have been going without clean water for months, and this is having an impact on the kids there, on health, because you should not have lead in your bloodstream. Like, this has been known for years that is a very, very bad thing. And people really aren't doing things to help Flint because they don't have money to fix the pipe. So they needed this money to fix the contaminated pipes. And I don't know what the issue was with the bill that had Senator Lee put a hold on it, but whatever it is going to take months to resolve and then months more to get that money to the city.
I know we just talked about this in sociology class the other day. And I know my sociology professor was saying, like, if this was happening in like a richer neighborhood, it wouldn't be a problem. But these are minorities, so it's a problem.
Yes. These people don't have the money for the proper health care. They don't have the money to get the bottled water for them to drink. So there's just a lot of problems going on in Flint, Michigan. And now they're not going to get the aid that they really, really need because their city doesn't have a lot of money. And that was what caused the problem in the first place. They changed the water pipes because they were trying to save money. That's a mess over there. But moving on, some good news for once in the news. The population of tigers is on the rebound. I saw this and I was super excited because my best friend loves tigers. And, they are one of the most endangered species in the world. And it's really nice to see that their numbers are starting to go up. So according to the World Wildlife Fund, tiger population in the wild went up this year from about 3,200 in 2010 to 3,890 in the most recent population count. This is the first increase in tiger population in 100 years, which is ridiculous.
That's really bad.
This increase is due to rising populations in India, Russia, Bhutan, and Nepal. The tiger is one of the most endangered species on the planet, but the goal of the WWF is to double the population of tigers in the wild by 2022. Poaching and deforestation, though, are still major threats to the population at this point. But it seems like the countries like India especially are putting up a lot of walls to those poachers and the deforestation so that they can protect the tiger, which is good because 3,000 is not a lot at all.
No.
And of course, that's just in the wild, but you still want those creatures to be alive in the wild.
Yes, you do.
But that's some good news for once. And tonight at 8 p.m. on NBC, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are going to go up against each other in Brooklyn for the latest Democratic debate. They hope to win over voters in both of their home state for the April 19th primary in New York. Hillary Clinton is currently in the lead with the most delegates, but Bernie Sanders has been making some major ground in previous states from like this week and the week before. So he's still in the race, which is interesting because a lot of people really don't think that he could win, but I got my hopes in. So make sure that you go out on the 19th and vote and listen to Clinton and Sanders as they try to win voters in New York.
And I know Connecticut's primary is April 26th. I've submitted my absentee, so I'm all good to and sent that. So I've already voted.
I can't vote in the Connecticut primary because I registered as an independent, not knowing that Bernie Sanders would be a thing. But it's okay. So have you seen all of the ads that are on TV lately? Hillary and Bernie have been going at it, trying to win voters in New York.
The only reason I've seen it is because I have a research paper for my English class on political ads. So that's the only reason why I've looked at the political ads.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I try to avoid political ads.
I understand.
At all costs.
Our TV is on sometimes in our room, so I've been over the past few days, I've seen so many more ads for Hillary and Bernie mostly, which has been really interesting because there's very few Republicans that are putting their ads in. Cruz isn't even in the state. He's in California, I think, right now. So we'll see what happens.
So is that all the news that we have for today?
That's all the news for today. There wasn't much going on.
So when we come back, we're going to be talking about Dancing with the Stars, Disney Week, and Switch Up. So
all right.
We will be back.